Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
Nope, I'm not doing this shit again. I'm scared enough of clowns. Why do I even go to watch these things? Know that every subscribe makes this torture worth it. You're probably wondering why this video took so long to make. It's not because I'm scared. I was actually playing the Modern Warfare beta. I'm not scared. For the purpose of this review, It, or Pennywise if you're being fancy, will be replaced by Derek from IT. I'm also going to be judging this as a film, not an adaptation. This is because I've not actually read the book. I was way too busy researching my Dora lore. I'm not scared. It, Chapter 2 is a sequel to a family-friendly film where a bunch of kids teach a clown the power of friendship. It was a pretty great movie. I bought it on DVD for some reason, and have even rewatched it a few times whilst strangling a pillow and surrounded by puppies. On IMDb, it says this film is almost 3 hours long, but for me it was like a regular 90-minute flick. The big question you're probably asking is this film scary? And honestly, no. No! I predicted every jump scare, which was good for me, because it gave me enough time to close my eyes until the scary thing went away. The jump scares were honestly pretty creative. The filmmakers knew that the scares in this film were easy to see coming, so they throw in some really nice twists and details to throw you off. It was massively refreshing to see a film take what is usually a shit aspect of horror and bend it to its will. As with the first film, It had many forms, but in this film, they weren't that scary. They were wonderfully creative and grotesque, but every scare went like this. Ooh, a scare is coming. Look away, but just enough so you can see the cinema screen. If not clown, phew, it's not the clown. If clown... By the end of the film though, I'd
nut up or shut up.
and wasn't scared of this fucker anymore, but I'll get into that more in the spoiler section. I like the characters a lot. All of the actors fit well, they looked and acted like their child counterparts, with the standouts being Bill Hader and James McAvoy. Their dynamics stood out the most in the scenes where everyone was together, but the film had a nasty habit of deciding,
Think we should split up. What are we looking for? Clues!
you know how Endgame had a really rigid 3-act structure? And it worked because the film was 3 hours long and every act was 1 hour long. Like, we spent 1 hour getting the gang back together, then 1 hour getting the stones, then 1 hour giving Thanos an intergalactic ass whooping. It Chapter 2 tries to do the same thing. It's almost 3 hours long and has a similar 3-act structure, but it didn't have the same coherent pacing. As a result, Act 1 starts to set up something really interesting, then Act 2 drags, and then all of a sudden it's Act 3 with no build-up. I'll get into it more in the good old spoiler section. I'm going to loop back around from my tangent and go back to the characters, specifically the kids. In the first part, the kids were the highlight. Most films struggle to find one good kid actor, and this film managed to find 7. The problem I have here is that for this film, the kids were so obviously de-aged. I understand the movie making process. I get that they didn't have It Chapter 2 written when they filmed the first film. If only they had some source material to derive from. If they had gone above and beyond and worked out the scenes with the kids in the second part, it would have been some crazy attention to detail, and I think it would have elevated the film to something special. It may sound like a nitpick, but it was really noticeable whilst watching, and trust me, the scenes with the kids had no Derek, so I was definitely watching those. Before we get into spoilers, let's speed through the other good stuff. Cinematography was really, really great. It was used to foreshadow scares to a wonderfully creative degree, and really played with the traditional horror cliches. This is where the film really shines. The music accompanied this wonderfully. It was really eerie, and whilst it wasn't above the whole sharp loud noise to scare you, it did a great job at building tension when it wasn't being cheap. I'm going to go into spoilers now. Consider this your warning, as I will be running through the plot in my standard, very funny way. Remember when I said that this film copied Endgame's structure? Let me explain. So basically, the film starts and everyone has moved out of Derry. James McAvoy is a writer at Warner Bros. Who writes shit endings. Wait a minute. Bill Hader is a comedian. Wait a minute. And Discount Chris Pratt is Neville Longbottom. Wait, this guy still lives in Derry. And then one day he hears about this gay couple who went to Derek to get their computer fixed. So he's like,
Oh shit, here we go again.
Mike knows that he's the black guy in a horror movie and he doesn't want to die. So he rings up everyone on the telly and is like,
Dude, we're getting the band back together.
and then everyone is up for it except this one guy who is like,
Hey, got rhythm.
Then the gang all get in the mystery machine, go around and gather the Infinity Stones. Wait, hold the recap. I want to talk about the Infinity Stones, artifacts. This is what I meant when I was talking about the second act dragging. Acts 1 and 3 have a purpose.
Dude, we're getting the band back together.
And
I'm gonna have to kill this fucking clown.
respectively. The second act goes like this. Character goes to a place. Flashback scare plays. Real-time scare also happens. Character gets artifact that isn't well defined. For real, Bev had the clearest artifact, and I got it wrong. She grabbed her key necklace and that one postcard from the first film, and I was like, huh, I guess the key is obviously the artifact. No, apparently not. It was the postcard. Do the tangent thing again. In the last film, the kids taught the clown the power of friendship. In this film, since they are adults, they use more adult methods. They bully him to death. I am serious. Derek would have been fucking destroyed in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Shoot a gun, dog. Learn how to fucking shoot a gun, you freaking riot shield. What else you gonna do? Oh, riot shield! I'm a pussy that use riot shield!
Now, Derek, I'm not on your side, but you could have easily prevented all this by just putting up some anti-bullying posters in your lair. Then the losers finish the fight by crushing his heart. It's dark as hell, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't satisfying as hell. Now, you probably watched this review and was like, why is the humour and actual critique so jarring? And that's the genius. It's this film. The humour is great, as are the scares, and the plot could be good if it was paced better. But this film is like having Lego, Mega Blocks, and Kinects. They don't click together. I liked the film, but it was paced horribly. I was interested in what was going on, but good God, was I bored in the second act. It's a shame because the film is wildly creative when it's given freedom, and I was having a blast when those times were coming around. Despite all that, this film is definitely something that I think should be seen on the big screen. It's a good continuation from the first film, but it does not surpass it. If you like Stephen King, like horror, or just want to see how it all concludes, you'll have a good time. Do what I did and take some friends to hide behind, and enjoy one of the better films this year has to offer. Hey, did you like the video? If you did, please subscribe. I'm almost at 50. Next review will probably be Ad Astra, which I know nothing about.